body. In the dark with a frozen heart. In the dark with a frozen heart. Welcome back to Burke's In-House, folks. I'm your host, Troy Burke. I want to thank you for your patience. Felt a little ill last night, so I definitely wanted to get this vlog out to you tonight. This is titled Book Exerts, The Secret Keep On Going. A lot of you know I've been working on my book that I started 3 years ago, doing a rewrite and deciding I'm going to put it out here in the near of 2020. And what I want to do is read an excerpt out of my book. This is non-BS. Disclaimer, I'm probably going to put an age 18 limit on it for the YouTube and Facebook and Instagram posts, because I do want to go deep, and this is my truth, and cover some of my demons and maybe what the not to do. There will be some strong sexual content talk, some drug and alcohol abuse talk. For legal reasons, I am leaving names of friends and business partners and that sort of thing out, because the point is not to shed any dirt on anybody, but tell my story, and hopefully you can learn something from my story. Also, Dance Devil Sex, which is the title of the book, is also the new single. I finally got it back. It's mastered. I'm really happy with it. I want to thank Andy Bandaddy out in New York City for putting an awesome master on it. A great new friend, just a sonic genius of a talent. Also, my local friends in the Elwood area, if you don't know, Rachel Gwynn, Rocky, her sister passed away due to heart issues and left behind her kids. Rachel is raising GoFundMe money right now to help with the children and everything like that. I'm going to leave a link below. Let's get started. I am actually going to read tonight out of my book composition, so my actual manuscript, my handwritten manuscript. And hopefully the lesson behind this is maybe what the not to do's. So if you don't want your kids watching this, I suggest you not let them watch it. And again, I will probably put an age 18 limit on this video. This is my truth, and this is not to cut anybody else down, left their names out. A shortcut to access while missing stardom. Back in the day, networking to meet peeps in the music business was hanging out in strip clubs and getting to know the dancers, their boyfriends, the doorman, the waitresses, bartenders on a first name basis, and partying with all of them. Well, it doesn't hurt to look the part either, you know. If you look like a rock star, you look like somebody special, and always have a CD of your music ready to go. Some partying and tip money, maybe an 8-ball of cocaine, and 3 or 4 ecstasy pills on you. And this would happen on Saturday. These were my Saturday nights for a few years. Now this takes about a year before people trust you and let you in their world, into their circle. Next thing you know, you're meeting their buddies, again, their boyfriends, girlfriends. That's right, you guessed it, because these buddies are rock stars, managers, tour bus drivers, tattoo artists for the band, and yep, A&R reps at some of the biggest record labels in the world. Now don't get me wrong, this is in no way advice. This is how I learned to network in the 90s and early 2000s. Remember, this is my memoir first, so I don't want to leave out any madness. I will save the advice for a little while later, so right now back to the story. From the time I graduated high school, I vowed to change myself to enhance my rock star look and attitude. My problem was, behind the mask, I was a shy kid, but I had talent, and talent gave me balls. I spent 4 years transforming myself before I could date beautiful women, hang out with beautiful women, pull all-nighters, do $12 tequila shots with rock stars, or drink Cristal while sitting in a sex swing in a bedroom while 2 bodyguards stood outside locked doors, and this bedroom was bigger than the home I live in today. I know it sounds like BS, but isn't it who you know? And if they like hanging out with you, then you're in. One talent I learned to have, which had nothing to do with music, I learned to be a happy drunk, a daredevil, life of the party, the silly little kid on drugs. But sober, a kind and respectful, the kind of peeps that the elite world loved. In most cases, anyway. I would have imagined myself being on tour while learning all these strip clubs and hit the road every weekend. What was great about strip clubs, most had hotels very close. So many times I'd rent a room or stay in a room with a dancer or a friend in Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, California, Nevada, Nebraska, but mostly Indiana. By the time I was 24, I knew everyone from all over in the strip club circuit, and they knew me. They knew my band members and could sing the chorus out of at least 3 of my original songs, Back to You. The fancy strip clubs, the DJs would play my music over the PA, and girls would dance to my songs. A&R reps had my CDs. National bands had my CD on their tour bus. I was their little buddy, their diamond in the rough. Little Troy from Elwood. My problem, the lifestyle was more important than my music, and all the good times and all good things come to a crash. Now, besides being a drug addict and an alcoholic, the police started pulling me over for drinking and driving, and I started going to jail, trying to drive home from these strip clubs, and being drunk on 465, not a good idea. My access outshined the whole reason I screwed myself up. To meet these people, to get a record deal, go on tour, get produced by great producers, play with top-notch musicians. Unfortunately, the truth is, the networking in the music business for me was mainly party favors, friendships built on hard drugs, sex. At least if you wanted to go out on the line and speed up meeting peeps in the process. People say money talks and BS walks. Well, so did drugs. I just had to be cool, trustworthy, have party money, drugs, a car. Music was just a CD that was always in my pocket. So I never quite became the rock star in my 20s. Back then, the unspoken cutoff was 24. Well, by the time I was 24, I was a roadie, guitar tech. I traveled a little bit. I was partying and meeting all the right people and handing them my music. But like I said, in this rough draft, it outshined everything that was the main point. When I graduated from high school, I was the kid everybody said, you're going to go far, you're going to be a rock star. And I knew it too, and I felt it. And one thing I never gave up on was music. And later on, a few years later, when I OD'd on drugs, music is the first thing I picked up. I had to learn how to walk again. I went in my room, picked up my guitar. First night, I was walking with my cane, started playing, called up my band members. We wrote an album, or an EP called Killing Your Name. And all the songs were written about life after death. And then we finally titled the full album Life After Death. See, music was always there for me, and I always put it on a pedestal, but I let the access, the lifestyle for so long outshine the whole point of it. And it wasn't until about 8 years ago when I really started waking up, and then 4 years ago I got clean and sober, for good. And ever since, I've just been on my grind. You know, as you guys know, I put these vlogs together. As you can tell, the music sounds a lot better. The snippets and some of the songs you heard, like Paradise last year at the music video, I'm really putting my all into my work, my home life, my family life. And I don't regret any of that, as nasty or as bad as that sounds. And that wasn't to brag at all. Because I had to learn from that. I had to learn from those failures, and they were all my mistakes. Again, that's why I'm not putting anybody else on Front Street but myself. You know, and it's hard work. It's a work in progress every day. And the latest billboard, and I always tell you guys about signs I pass and when I'm grabbing for signs and whatnot. There's a billboard they changed on 37 that I just absolutely love. Once or twice a month they will change it up, and the new saying is "The secret, keep going." And that's how I felt this year. You know, I've had some rough times this year, but I've done it clean and sober. I put my nose to the grindstone and I keep going, you know. And the point behind the blog tonight is, if you keep going, you'll have your story to tell. Things will get better, and anything good in life is never easy, folks. Like always, I'm Troy Burke, here to always tell you how it is. Like I said, I'm writing in the book every day. I hope you enjoyed this, and you take something with you, especially if you're an aspiring artist in this day and age. I will tell you, a lot of stuff has changed, but a lot of stuff has not changed. So be careful out there. I love you guys. Until we meet again, Troy Burke. Peace, love, rock and roll. This has been Burke's In House. Thank you.